Welcome once again to another exciting episode of the Michaelantonio Show. This is your host, Michaelantonio, of course. Tonight I wanted to talk to you about something very near and dear to my heart. Relationships, of course. We are very familiar with them, and I think it's important that we understand exactly how important they truly are to our lives. I just wanted to mention that I've been through the war when it comes to this kind of a thing. I've been through a lot of different experiences, and it's very difficult. It is. It's not an easy thing to navigate the sea of romance. But the biggest question I wanted to ask you tonight is one that I don't think is easily answerable. I don't think anybody can really figure it out, but I think we can get a little bit closer. Let's get a step closer to the truth of this particular specific issue in romance. And yes, I wanted to talk about infidelity. Yes, when a partner becomes unfaithful to another. I think it's very critical for us to understand that, it does happen. And I'm the kind of person, I believe in forgiveness. I really do. I believe that, infidelity does not necessarily mean the end of a relationship, although it can and often does. The question I would like to ask, though, is one that, again, not easily answerable, and I'm not even sure that we can come to a good answer for it. I can only give you my experience and my thoughts on it. So let me go ahead and give this a shot. The question is, if you truly love someone, and I mean truly love someone, are you capable of cheating on them, of being unfaithful to your partner? If it's true love, I mean real love. That's a hard question to ask, and it's also a hard one to answer. Again, from my experience, what I would say is, I believe it's kind of easy for me to answer, actually, because, according to my Christian faith, we are told to be faithful. So therefore, it's kind of like that extra wall. It's that extra bit of safety for your partner, saying, hey, this is our faith. This is something that we need to adhere to if we trust in and rely upon Christ, upon Jesus. But I'll tell you this. It runs deeper than that for me, not just in word, not just in the law, the rule book that has been laid out for me according to my faith. I think this is deeper than that. I believe that rule book has been put in my heart, and I believe that's true of many millions of people around the world. It's an amazing thing. Every person that I've ever been in a relationship with is I just have never thought to be unfaithful or to hurt them in that way. I never did that, and I feel like it's important. It's important that if you feel that way, I guess it's love, But for me, it's confession night too. I can confess some things to you that I have not confessed to many people in the past. And I will tell you that in every relationship that I've been in, I'm not quite sure it has been that level of love that it should be for a lasting relationship. But again, I'm a faithful guy, and I am a loyal guy, so therefore I am the type of person that will stick with a relationship until it literally has to cut itself free from me, until my partner says, look, this is not working, and that's it, for whatever reason. So, so I want to speak to those who have thought about it. I'm talking to you out there, and I'm not even talking about necessarily just thinking about being unfaithful or finding someone else maybe that is attractive, and you kind of, entertained the thought. It happens. People do. If you're in a relationship where it's on the rocks, or even not even so much on the rocks, something that's just kind of, kind of iffy sometimes. You have a little argument. You have something where something you're dealing with in the relationship that's not quite going the way that it should. And I think sometimes we think, I'm not even talking about thinking about it or, even mildly entertaining the thought. I'm talking about literally going out and doing something that is detrimental and unfaithful to the relationship. That's what I'm talking about, actually going out there and performing against the will of your partner. So therefore, that's where I want to go with this. And like I said before, for me, it's a no-brainer. I can speak about my last relationship. I am the type of person who, again, I'm the type of person that I love, so deeply. My love is deep and it's long. I don't even consider taking it outside of the relationship. I just don't believe in that. So it's because of the way I feel, towards the other person, the love that I have. When I look at my partner, when I look at the woman that I love, it's, for lack of a better term, it's spiritual to me. They are my end-all, be-all. And I wanted to say this. I might as well just come right out and say this to the ladies and to the gentlemen out there, that that's what I believe that it should be. When you have a partner in your life, that person should be the crowned jewel of your life. That person should be your end-all, be-all in this life. And no one should come before that person in this life. And again, I have to qualify that for those of faith who believe in God. Obviously God comes first. And therefore, but I'm talking about on this planet. Of the people, residing on this planet, your partner should be number one, numero uno, top priority. And I'm just going to tell you that flat out. So that is my advice to all men and all women. And I'll say it again, from my perspective, to you ladies out there, yes, I am at this moment. I'm seeking another relationship. Sure, I'm definitely in the market. I definitely enjoy the company of a beautiful woman, and I would love to have another relationship, loving relationship. And I'll just tell any of you out there that are considering a relationship, or you're in one now, if you're having problems, or if things don't seem quite right, you're maybe looking around, I'm just going to tell you flat out. And again, I'm speaking to the ladies now because I'm a man. Okay, from my perspective. Ladies, the grass is not greener. I don't care if your man is broke. I don't care what he's dealing with in life. The grass is not greener. If he loves you and you love him, if you find him wildly attractive, if he's just somebody that if he is the man that gives you those feelings inside, makes you feel content, most of the time. Obviously we're going to have issues sometimes with our partners, but I'm saying if he's the man that you look at and say, man, I'm so comfortable with him and he just makes me feel so good. And the way you can, and here's some other advice for you ladies, the way this is a good gauge for knowing if this person is somebody that you could spend the rest of your life with and someone you should be with and be faithful to. You should know, how did you feel when you first met them? I know people say, well, I don't believe in love at first sight. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I think that is the most powerful tool. That's the most powerful thing you can experience. If you experience that, or even if it was close to that, even if you met this person and said, wow, we really hit it off. If you're one of those people, I'm telling you, the grass is not greener. You need to hold on to that person, and you need to do whatever it takes to make that work. And to give you a little heads up on some things. If there's if your man is not 100% satisfying your life in any way, let's say career-wise, he's kind of not doing too well. Let's say he doesn't have that great job, and you're kind of in financial straits, and you're looking for a way out. There's people, I want to get out. I want to find a man with money. He's got his own nice house and got all these things. And you know what? The best thing you can do for him and for yourself, instead of walking away thinking it's going to help you, the best thing you can do is encourage him. You be there for him. You attack those things that are harming him. Not him. Don't attack him. Don't tell him that he's not worthy or that he's not quite making it. No, you speak success to him. You make him feel like he is a success. And even if he argues with you about it, says, no, I'm not, I'm a loser, doesn't matter. You make him feel like a winner. You help him. Even you have to go as far as to help him get a better job. You do that. Because I'm going to tell you something. Guys, I'm going to speak to you now. You're going to do the same thing for your lady. If your lady's not feeling quite up to par, if, whatever it may be, whether it be in her looks, whatever it is, if she thinks that, I don't look good enough, or I gained a little bit too much weight, or whatever it is your job to make her feel like she is every bit a woman that you ever wanted. That's the way you need to make her feel. End of story. There is no other argument about this. Because you know what? I'm looking around me and I'm getting tired of it. Frankly, I'm getting very tired of what I'm seeing on this planet between the sexes. The genders, we've got it all wrong. We are messing this up, and we're messing it up big time. Everybody, they want something better. It's always, this person's not giving me my love. He's not giving me enough, or she's not giving me enough. She's not, perfect argument from guys. She's not making herself look good enough for me. She just let herself go. She doesn't care. Well, you know what, guys? You want her to look better? You want her to act like she's worthy? You got to make her feel worthy. You're not going to motivate her by telling her she doesn't look good enough. It's not going to work. You have to tell her she looks fantastic, and you have to encourage her every day. You look so beautiful. You look so beautiful. You look so awesome. And look, when you motivate somebody, I'm telling you, they work harder. They do. And it isn't always, you don't always have to say it exactly the same way. Find different ways to say it. If they say something about their looks specifically, for instance, my belly's a little bit big now. Well, you know what? Instead of saying, yeah, you're right, you look really, that looks pretty bad, why don't you work on that? No, why don't you say, you know what, I think you look fantastic. If you don't think so, you know what, do something about it, but don't worry about it otherwise, because you know what, I think you look great. I love you that way. And I know it sounds like you're kissing up, but you're really not. Because ladies, I expect you to do the same thing for me. I want you to do that for me. If I got a problem with it, if I come home from work or if I say something to you, man, I just really don't feel like I'm hitting all cylinders career-wise. There's something wrong here. I got criticized for something and maybe they were right. Maybe I'm not good enough. I expect my woman to say, wrong. You're more than good enough. You're the best. And I don't care if it's not true. That's not the point. The point is that person is supposed to be number one in your life. And I don't want to hear, it's very tiresome for me to be, if you don't love him enough, then you need to move on. You know what? No. If you loved him in the first place, if there was something at the beginning that sparked your interest and your love for them, if there was something there, then I'm going to tell you flat out. I'm going to tell you that, believe you me, it's real. There's something there. It's real. That's really how we know. If there's a chemistry, if there's a love, if there's something there that just turns you on about that, and it isn't always looks, it's oftentimes a combination of things. And I can tell you that for sure, because I've met a lot of people in my life. I've met a lot of women who are very physically attractive. I love the way they looked. They were nice people, but you know what? There was something that wasn't quite clicking. And they would probably tell you the same thing about me. So it's a click thing. It's a chemistry thing. It's their personality combined with looks and different things. Just so many different factors involved. So what I would say to you ladies out there, don't give up. Don't give up on what you have if it's a true love. If that man is faithful to you, if that man is giving you, most of what you want, and maybe once in a while you have some problems, that's called life. Those things happen. But I'm just telling you, ladies, it seems to me there's a lot of women out there that are just always holding out for the better thing. What do they call it? The shiny penny syndrome? the shiny new penny syndrome. They want, maybe there's something a little better for me out there because I'm not getting exactly what I want. I'm not getting my emotional needs met. A little more advice for you ladies. This is a secret. This is a trade secret. I probably shouldn't be saying this out loud on the air because, man, it's gonna really open up a can of worms. Excuse me, but let me say it anyway. I'm gonna say this anyway. You have to prompt men sometimes. Men don't often, they don't often think creatively on their own all the time. We have a lot of things on our mind, a lot of different things that we're trying to accomplish. We're not particularly good at multitasking. So a lot of times you have to spark our interest. You have to prime us for things. You have to come up and, just a little word or a phrase, whatever it is, to come up and say, hey, baby, I really, really like the way you look today. And I'm sure that's true that women like to hear that too from their man. But, men oftentimes, they need to be encouraged in their area of expertise, or even if it's something that you're looking for from them. Let's say he didn't give you a kiss this morning before he went to work. Well, then walk up and give him a kiss when he comes home from work and say, honey, I love it when you kiss me. I love it so much when you kiss me on the forehead or the lips and whisper in my ear or whatever it is. Like I said, it's different for a lot of people. So whatever it is that gets your motor running, that gets you going, that's what you need to tell your partner in a positive way. I'm telling you, when you give somebody a positive word, it drives them. It makes them feel so good about the relationship and where they're going. And sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. I know that sounds like lying, but it's really not, because you're doing it for noble motives. It's nobility here. You're looking to improve the relationship and create stability. And that's what we want. We want stability. So let me say it again, ladies. Get your men motivated in a positive way. Wake up in the morning and give them a kiss on the forehead and let them feel like $1,000,000. Let them feel like they are just, the number one thing in your life, as they should be. And the same way with you men. Do it for your ladies. And so I'll get back to the original question. I digressed a bit, but it was part of the whole situation. I digress. I want you to answer me on this issue. If you truly love someone, is it even possible to cheat? And I'm talking about under normal circumstances. If your relationship is kind of fading a bit. I'm not talking about extremes cases where maybe there's abuse involved, or maybe your partner has already been unfaithful and you're looking to exact some revenge. Even then, I guess you could apply it to that too, but more so in the area of just general, okay, I've been in this relationship for a few years now. We do love each other. We know that. The spark was there in the beginning. The chemistry was there. We just loved so many things about our partners that we could actually look at them and see ourselves in a long, committed relationship. We could see this. We could see a lifetime commitment here. Even from the beginning. I truly believe that. I'm going to go back to this because I got to say it again. When you meet somebody, let's not even say the first date. Maybe, a lot of times it does. But let's say within the first week or month. If you can look at that person within the first month of knowing them and look at them and say, you know what, that person is a real possibility and probability that I could spend the rest of my life with them. If that happened to you in the first month of your relationship, then guess what? You have a winner. And that is something worth holding on to. I don't care what anybody says. That's the truth. I've been around the block enough to know that. And I'm telling you, committing to something like that is very important. You really need to think about this, guys and ladies, because it's a tough world out there and it's very difficult. I'm going to say it again. It is very difficult to find true love. Someone that you can really, really love and trust and care for. It is so difficult. So what I would say is, really, if you're having problems in your relationship and you really don't know if you're going to make it and you're struggling, I'm telling you, find anything you can to fix it. And I'm telling you, it's sometimes it can be easy as fixing breakfast for your partner. Guys, this is for you. I know you probably thought I was going to say ladies. No, I'm going to tell you right now, there is nothing better. There's nothing better than waking up to the smell of coffee and eggs and toast. You know, just smelling that breakfast in the morning and going into your loving partner saying, "Hi, honey, I fixed your breakfast. I love you." And they give you a kiss on the cheek and just give you lovin's. That is awesome. What a feeling that is. And many of you have experienced that. You probably experience that every day, and that's fantastic. I'm so happy for you. I'm happy for true love and for those who experience it on a daily basis. And I would like to see it for everyone. So what I want to say to you is, again, do whatever you can. So anybody out there that thinks that your relationship is in the crapper and things are not going so well, think back to that first month. And in fact, this is a very useful exercise. Let's have everybody do that. I want everybody to go back. Go back to that first month that you knew that person that you love. And think about all the awesome feelings you had. Now, people say, "Oh, that's puppy love, and that will wear off, and then what do you got left?" I'm telling you, I think that's the key. I don't care. To give you an example, let's say we're going to the moon. When you launch a rocket, that rocket needs a spark. It needs to get that jump start to get the engine going. You need that spark. You need that first burst of energy to get you there. Well, that's what a relationship is. It's that first burst of energy. Well, let me ask you something. When you get halfway, let's say you get into orbit, are you just going to either stay in orbit or maybe just destroy the rocket because you're not there yet? "Oh, we're not feeling that spark anymore." You don't need the spark anymore. You already had it. It's still there all the time. You're in motion. You're moving. That spark is what created the momentum to get you into orbit and now on to the moon. So what I'm trying to say is go back to that first month, that first time that you knew that person, and try to recapture all of that. I don't care if you have to go back to the first place that you went on a date. Go back to that first place. Go back to the first few places. Go to those places that are the most memorable to you, where you really enjoyed each other. Because I'm going to tell you something, man. I can go back and I can remember every single moment, every single place where I felt the most in love with my partner. I can go back and do it in my mind and in my heart right now. And what a feeling it is. Wow. I just, and the memories are awesome. And it's a feeling that is, it's so many different emotions, so many different, experiences. And a lot of people might think, "Oh, is it a sexual thing?" No. Believe it or not, most of my awesome thoughts and awesome memories about the past and my relationships is the times that we laughed. The times that we just got great pleasure from laughing about something, or something that was so funny, or something that we shared together that was maybe unique and we didn't know about each other, whatever it may be. And that's why I'm saying I want you all to just go back. Go back to that time. I'm telling you. Go back to that time and that place. And if it's several places, go back to those places and just relive it. I'm telling you. It's so fresh in my own mind. All those feelings that I felt, everything I experienced, the love, it was so deep, it was so rich. And I'm telling you, I think if you try that, look, I don't think we can save every relationship. I don't think we can. I don't think anybody can. It's not something where you're, nothing's 100%, but I'm going to tell you what. I think if you try, it's worth it. It's worth the effort, I'm telling you. So let's do this again. Let me say it again so that you can experience this. I want you to go back. If you're having trouble, even if you're not having trouble in your relationship, if you just want to spark it a bit again, if you want to just get something back, maybe you're feeling a little bored in your relationship, and I'm talking about both people. Go back to that place or places. Go back and relive it. I'm not saying try to do everything exactly the same. Just go back there and just enjoy each other. Talk to each other. Sing to each other. I don't care what it is that gave you that feeling. Go back and just do it. Do it more than once if you have to. There's no rule that says you have to do it exactly the same way or only once. Do it as many times as it takes. Maybe even try a new place. Whatever it takes. I'm just saying, we give up so easily in this microwave world now. Everything has to be instant gratification or else, it's no good. Or, your relationship has to be a certain way. Why? Who says that? Go back to that place where you felt that love. Go back to where you felt that. Because you should want to feel that way more often than not. You should want to look at your partner and say, man, what an awesome person that is. What an incredible person that is. When I met them, they just blew me away. I finally looked at somebody and said, I have arrived. I'm home. Do you want to feel like that again? Or maybe for the first time? Sometimes you just have to take chances. So, if there's someone in your life right now who maybe you've lost and you want that back because you feel like you didn't do it right. Maybe you walked away from them or they walked away from you. Whatever the case, maybe you want another chance. Maybe you want to say, you know what, I blew it. I was looking for the brass ring. I was looking for something a little bit more satisfying. When in reality, that's an illusion. It's not real. What is real is the love that you felt. The original love and affection that you had towards that individual that just made you feel incredible. That person just gave you the most awesome feeling ever. Why it doesn't last all the time, I don't know. But I think it's because we expect it to be there all the time, and when it's not, we feel like it's gone. It never goes away. It's like a memory. That love never goes away. We have memories of things. We went places, we saw things, we heard things, and they were awesome. We smelled things that were awesome. The thing is, those things are always alive in our memories. And so therefore love, that affection, the feelings we have towards that person will always be alive in our hearts, in our memories. We just have to go call it up again. We have to go get it. Sometimes you actually have to do something physically, something literally, to get it back. If it means going back to that original place, maybe recreating the very smell that you had. See, another powerful tool, studies have been done that show that smell actually is one of the most powerful things that trigger memories and make us feel good. So let's say you had a certain perfume on or a certain shampoo in your hair or spray in your hair, whatever it was that made your man, drove him wild, made him feel great. That combination of all those things. Do that again and go back to that place. Go back to where you started. Go back to where it all began. And you know what? We don't even have to talk about infidelity anymore because it's going to be irrelevant. It will be an extraneous conversation. So I want everybody to do this. Let's do it again. Let's try this one more time. I'm going to say it one more time. Go back to that place where you started it all and recreate that powerful moment or moments. Let's get back to love because you know what? Stability in love is the most important thing in the world. Let me say it again. Stability in love is the most important thing in the world. Relationships. If you're jumping from person to person to find love, to find something there, guess what? There's a problem there. Because if you found it with somebody, that affection, that incredible feeling, everything was just right for that time, for that short time, then it's there always. You can get it back again. So I'm going to tell you again. Go for it. I really believe you're not going to regret trying it. Okay? So let's go ahead and give that a shot. And I hope that it works for you. I really think it will. And God bless everybody. If you want to get a hold of me, I am at MichaelAntonio. Twitter at MichaelAntonio or MichaelAntonio Live on Facebook. Everybody have a great, great night.